Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking with you today. On this week's podcast, I have a really awesome and special guest. I have with me today Al Rosenberger. Al is a friend of mine who reached out to me the other week wanting to actually speak about something that affects his own life, but wanted to use it as a way to encourage other people to look for the blessings in their own difficulties. Specifically, looking at blessings within disabilities and having a disability. Al is awesome. I met him now coming up to 5 years ago when I first came to America. And I had a chance to work with him when I was doing a little bit of manual labor. Al is a significantly bigger human being than I am. I am a fun-size human. Al is a giant. But
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but it's been an honor working with you back then and your son and the rest of the crew and just being able to know you since then as well. And so Al reached out to me a couple of weeks ago asking, hey, Steve, do you want to talk about this topic? And just for in fairness sake, I don't want to talk about things that I haven't experienced, but I know that Al has experienced difficulties in his life, particularly health issues. In this case, what we're talking about is Parkinson's disease, something that I know academically because my research has been in relation to Parkinson's, but Al has actually experienced that and is going through that experience as well. And thankfully, he's had some medical intervention, and it has, from my...
DBS?
Yeah, DBS. From my point of view, right? When we used to work doing the dock work, you used to shake and stuff. And right now, not a single shake at all, which is just amazing. So, Al...
That's one of the biggest things with the DBS is...
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for suggesting this, right?
You're welcome.
I wouldn't have thought about it, the blessings and disabilities, because I personally don't have a disability. No. So thank you for bringing that to my attention, because there are many people, and many people that I know and you and I know, that experience different ways of living, right? Particularly because of what's going on in their body. So if you want, do you want to introduce yourself and just share a little bit about who you are?
Okay, I'm Al Rosenberger. I have 2 children. My son is 32. My daughter is 31. And I have 3 grandkids.
Awesome.
Adelie, Graceland, and my buddy Aspen. I was diagnosed in 2019 as being a Parkinson's or having Parkinson's. August 19th, 2019 was my first appointment with him. Okay. When the first thinking that I had Parkinson's. Parkinson's can mimic a few diseases in the beginning stages, and then it goes off in its own direction, and other diseases go other directions. Yeah. I was working for Gordon Food Service at the time. Okay. And then, funny thing is, I left Gordon Food Service after almost 20 years of being there to go to work for Camp Harvest, because Camp Harvest has a special place in my life. Yeah. And in my heart for all the college kids and the high schoolers that go to Camp Harvest. Yeah. I worked for Camp Harvest for about 3 months, I think. Okay. 3, maybe as much as 5 months when I got when I was officially diagnosed as having Parkinson's. Okay. And that led to all sorts of new things. This new, well, you can't do this and you can't do this, and you can do some of that, but not all of it. And finally, eventually, we had a thunderstorm roll through, and what happened was at the camp we have a deer farm, a white-tailed deer ranch also. Okay. And it sponsors the people that pay for the deer hunts. All that money goes into
The camp?
A scholarship for helping kids that can't afford come to college, go to camp.
Okay, awesome.
Anyways, we had this storm roll through, and it knocked about an 18-inch diameter top out of an oak tree on the fence.
Okay.
And so every time we have a storm out there, you have to ride the fence to make sure it's all right. And this time, that took the fence down to where it was about a foot high, and anything that wanted to get out could get out or get in. And so I had to run back to the shop, grab a chainsaw, and I was cutting with the chainsaw trying to relieve the pressure on the fence. And I like to say it's my big fat feet. I got tangled up, but it was God. I got my feet tangled, and I started to fall with a chainsaw running. And so the chainsaw, you can hit the brake and it stops instantly, but I threw the chainsaw that way and I fell that way.
Okay.
And when I stood up, my boss was right behind me. And he said, Al, I'm not going to let you go, but he said, you have got to make sure that it is all right for you to stay working in these conditions, because this is going to happen. And we had trees all the time fall on the fence.
Right.
And so I went to my doctor, my general practitioner, and he said, yeah, it's time for you to think about disability. And I said, well, not right now. I said, we've got our biggest weeks of camp coming up. I said, can I come back to you in September? He said, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll give you till September. And if not September, you're going to get a very stern worded letter from me that's going to tell you are no matter what. And that's when I went on disability.
So did you already know that you had Parkinson's coming, or this was something that was like, oh, you had I don't know, indications that something was coming?
No indications whatsoever. No family history of Parkinson's. Not even any distant relatives that I know of have Parkinson's. And now, since I have been diagnosed with it, my aunt has found out she has it too. Okay. But I'm a little bit further along than she is.
Okay. So you had no idea that, I guess what I'm asking is, when you had that incident with the chainsaw, you had no indication that anything was wrong.
I did.
Oh.
The doctors told me you've possibly got Parkinson's.
Okay.
And they were watching me for Parkinson's or this other one called, can't remember what it's called now. It's when your muscles turn to stone.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, they were watching me for Parkinson's or that. And the Parkinson's started to go off by itself, and the other one was where the other one wouldn't have gone.
Okay.
And that's when I got my official diagnosis of Parkinson's in August of 2020.
Okay.
So I had been at the camp for about a year.
Okay.
Should we give a definition of what Parkinson's is?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disease that shortens or doesn't shorten it. It makes the body stop producing dopamine.
Yep.
And dopamine is what controls your muscle movements.
Yep.
And if you don't have enough dopamine, your muscles start to twitch and move and do unusual things that you don't know about or you don't even think you're doing.
Yeah.
My very first symptom of Parkinson's was taste. I thought I attributed it to my apnea, my sleep apnea. And the doctor said, no. He said, sleep apnea never does that. He said, that's Parkinson's. One of the first symptoms of Parkinson's is your loss of taste.
And this was during 2020, though.
So COVID.
So COVID was also a player then.
Yep, a big one. And if I can read this, is a progressive brain disorder that affects movement, causes tremors, stiffness, slowness, and balance issues due to the loss of dopamine producing cells in the brain, leading to impaired nerve signals for movement.
Yeah, that is a textbook version of that. So just to simplify that for those that are listening, Basically, the nerve cells in our bodies, the neurons in
Yep.
our brain, and then the nerves that are going throughout our body, in order for them to send a signal from one place to another, they're going to release different neurotransmitters. So these are the chemical messages that are sent from one nerve to another. Dopamine happens to be one of those nerves. It's like the happy drug for our brain. But it also, as Al mentioned, that is the thing that triggers eventual muscle movement within our muscles as well. And so with Parkinson's itself, at least in the brain, there are regions of the brain that are controlling those muscle movements, the motor cortex. And when our neurons themselves start to accumulate with a plaque known as beta amyloid, that can start to short circuit essentially these neurons and their ability to send these signals from one part of the brain to another and then further down into the body.
Now, what did you say that plaque is called?
Beta amyloid.
And there is new, don't quote me on this, but there is new processes out there where the doctors are taking that plaque and they're able to scrape it off and make the Parkinson's symptoms disappear for a little while.
For a little bit, temporarily. There are a whole bunch of new research that is coming into Parkinson's. So there have been shown now, part of my research was to figure out, is there a way to regenerate neurons? So basically create new dopaminergic neurons that can then it'll be made by the stem cells of the person who from their own body and then inserted back into their brain to basically offset the nerves that have broken. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of research that is going on with Parkinson's. That's on the academic side. But tell me, what was it like when you first got that diagnosis? How did you feel? What did you experience? What was it like for you and family and all of that?